Kenny Green, raw perspective, concrete and steel, keeping it good and raw. Hey, check it, right? Did you guys see Reggie Jackson and how he broke down the early part of his career, the discrimination, the bias, being called the N-word? It's really deep. And what makes it deep is, in this era that he's speaking about, they didn't complain. They just played and honored the game and stayed dignified. Pay attention to when Reggie Jackson is speaking about, if it wasn't for his friends, containing him, the type of person that he was at that time, he was going to fuck somebody up. He was going to hurt something. You know what I mean? Because that was just a lot to deal with. He probably would have been hung by a tree, he said, because that was how they was carrying it in that time. So always think about that, man, the sacrifices.
How emotional is it for you to come back to a play that you played with one of the greatest teams around?
Alex, when people ask me a question like that, it's like, coming back here is not easy. The racism that I played here, when I played here, the difficulty of going through different places where we traveled. Fortunately, I had a manager and I had players on the team that helped me get through it. But I wouldn't wish it on anybody. People said to me today, I spoke, and they said, "You think you're a better person? You think you won when you played here in Concord?" I said, I would never want to do it again. I walked into restaurants and they would point at me and said, "Can't eat here." I would go to a hotel and they said, "Can't stay here." We went to Charlie Finley's country club for a welcome home dinner and they pointed me out with the N-word. "He can't come in here." Finley marched the whole team out. Finally, they let me in there. He said, "We're going to go to the diner and eat hamburgers. We'll go where we're wanted." Fortunately, I had a manager, Johnny McNamara, that if I couldn't eat in the place, nobody would eat. We'd get food to travel. If I couldn't stay in a hotel, they'd drive to the next hotel and find a place where I could stay. Had it not been for Raleigh Fingers, Johnny McNamara, Dave Duncan, Joe and Sharon Rudy, I slept on their couch 3-4 nights a week for about a month and a half. Finally, they were threatened that they would burn our apartment complex down unless I got out. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. The year I came here, Bull Connor was the sheriff the year before. And they took minor league baseball out of here because in 1963, the Klan murdered 4 black girls, children, in 11, 12, 14 years old at a church here and never got indicted. They were from the Klan. Life magazine did a story on them like they were being honored. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. At the same time, had it not been for my white friends, had it not been for a white manager and Rudy, Fingers, and Duncan, and Lee Myers, I would have never made it. I was too physically violent. I was ready to physically fight I'd have got killed here because I'd have beat someone's ass, and you'd have saw me in an oak tree somewhere.
Reggie Jackson had to endure all of this. Man, looking at him, he looks great. Looks like he's aging well. He speak well with pause. And it's just, man, me being the age I am, I've experienced discrimination, right? And a lot of times when you try to explain things to people because they didn't go through something, they don't really understand. They don't understand why you carry it the way you do, why you speak about it the way you do. But make no mistake about it, man. Things are not really all right now. We just put up with it. You know what I'm saying? Like we say, we just putting up with it, and it's still unfair. But in those moments when his teammates protected him with unity, see what I'm saying? They protected him with unity. If he can't come, we won't come. You understand? That's what wins. Always remember, you can protect your friends, you can protect your loved ones by staying unified, concrete and steel.